Welcome to the Off Leash podcast with Dr. Pete. I am your co-host, Molly, and we are so glad that you joined us for today's show. Remember, we're not here to say what you want us to say. We are here to be an advocate for your pet.
The music almost grows on you after a while.
It does.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of like an Elvis Presley song.
Not me.
Not you?
No,
really?
No.
What does it remind you of?
This does not sound like Sun Studios, I can tell you that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you what it reminds me of.
Sun Studios, that's where he started, in Memphis, Tennessee.
Well, whenever I hear the song, I always think of him doing that jivey thing with his legs.
He went in and cut a record for his mother on her birthday or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he got started. And
that's nice.
And someone bought a dog or something like that, I think, if I can remember correctly. Anyway,
yeah,
they had him come back and cut a few more things. Then they come back and cut a few more things. Then they gave him background singers. Then they gave him better musicians.
I like that.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep. They probably could have given him a better physician than a musician.
Yeah, his life kind of ended in a sad way.
Yep.
I did not see that. I know that they did a whole movie about him, and I know that they're releasing a movie about Michael Jackson now.
We actually, well, I'm not sure we met his manager. His manager was Colonel Tom Parker, but
you met his manager?
Your mother was playing blackjack in Las Vegas. I was playing, let's see, she was playing roulette. Excuse me. I was playing blackjack. She was playing roulette. She got kicked off the wheel she was playing on, and she said, "Why?" And he says, "Well, it's not important." So they moved her out, and they let him come in. He was living upstairs. He was living in the top of the Hilton. And he had a gambling problem a little bit. Anyway, your mother came over and says, "Hey, some old guy just took my place at the roulette table." So I went over there and looked at him. Here he was with a couple of honeys,
couple hot chicks.
Yeah, and he was playing just about everything on the table. And we sat there and watched him lose $10,000 twice. And yeah. Anyway, and he had a white shirt on, and he had a cigar in his mouth, and all the drippings from the cigar was all over the front of his coat.
I believe it.
Front of his shirt and everything. Sorry. And then the honeys were obviously fairly attractive.
Was he attractive?
No, he was a
slobby old guy.
Yeah. So I mean, if you normally see people spend that much money, in a casino, nobody ever does this, but you want to ask them, as ill-kept as you are, and as much money as you're losing, how does this all go together? You're trying to figure that out. How can somebody who looks like this pair of jeans he has on is 10 years old, losing $10,000 in 15 minutes at the roulette wheel?
Money talks and bullshit walks, I guess.
We went over there and talked to the guard, and they said, "My wife just got thrown out at this table. Did she touch her money when it was on, while the wheel was going around or something?
Yeah.
Did she do something silly?" She says, "No, she didn't do anything silly. This guy comes down, and when he comes down, he wants to be playing here, and he wants to play alone." And so your mother was all bent out of shape about it. And
I bet she was.
Yeah, hey, look, it's Colonel Tom Parker.
Wow.
Yeah, and Colonel Tom Parker would never let him leave Las Vegas because
Elvis?
Well, Elvis wanted to go out and do Japan and Europe, England, Scotland, and all that sort of stuff.
And his manager said, "Hell no."
Yeah, his manager said, "Hell no," because he was an illegal alien. And he thought if he left the country, he would never get back in the country.
He was?
Yes, he was an illegal alien. Yeah.
The Colonel Tom Parker or Elvis?
No, Colonel Tom Parker.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then he died
in the current situation, Trump would have plucked him off the seat at the roulette wheel and deported him.
Deported.
Yep.
Oh,
although I don't think he had any tattoos on him, but whatever. It's a nice story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if you and that hotel is actually called the International before Hilton bought it.
Really?
And then that's what you had, and they referred to it as a residency, which meant you played there once or twice every night, but you lived upstairs, so you didn't have to drive.
That would get exhausting.
Well, you didn't have to drive to work. Well, I mean, the elevator went up, only he could get off on that floor.
Yeah.
And so, that was.
I just could never imagine. You've been to Vegas. I feel like Vegas after like a week would get so old.
I don't think it did for him. I mean, I think the adulation and everything, I think that was, so he was in Las Vegas, but he wasn't really in Las Vegas. He wasn't over there having breakfast at Circus for 99 cents. He stayed where he was. And apparently Colonel Tom Parker lived up there too, not in the same room, I don't think.
What a sad life.
Well, but I mean, they had a big plush thing up there for him. And of course, I don't know. I'm sure Elvis, if he were alive, would tell you it was pretty complicated, but
Yeah,
it was
I believe it.
ended up being pretty lethal as well as complicated.
That's sad.
Yep.
Well, diving into our topic today, I know you and I are going to argue about this.
I'm not sure we are going to argue. I'm going to tell you how it is. And
I know. I'm going to disagree. And we can, you know what? Just to prove it, I am going to challenge everyone that listens to this to drop in the comments below what you guys do for this situation. So, we were having a conversation earlier about heartworm and flea and tick. And I said, I only give my dogs heartworm and flea and tick 6 months out of the year.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Because in Michigan, it gets down to 20 degrees, like today, 20 degrees. We have our off days. Like, what was it, 2 days ago? It was like 55.
Mm-hmm.
But Michigan's so bipolar with the weather. I just don't see the need because I don't hike with my dogs a lot in the wintertime. They go outside in my yard. They come inside. Every once in a while, they go to work with me. But for the most part, I don't take my dogs places they get flea and ticks. So I only give flea and ticks from like February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Oh, I guess a little bit more than 6 months. September, and I stop around October, November.
Yeah, big mistake.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, why?
So the ticks come out of the soil at 36 degrees. We have a ton of 36-degree days. All they have to do is go up to stalk, like Jack and the Beanstalk here, except that Jack is a tick.
A tick with Lyme disease.
Yeah. And
they don't all
But what happens is you go out there, or your dog goes out there, or something goes out there, and it gets pheromone on this plant material. So the ticks figure that out, and they'll crawl up that plant material with the full understanding that you may walk by there again. And that's what they're counting on, that you will walk by there again, and they will quest you. They will reach out, even though a lot of them are blind. The ticks
a lot of them or all of them?
A lot of them are blind. Not all of them are blind, but most of the time they smell your...
Why are a lot of them, but not all?
Well, they used to say, it was a thing maybe used to say in grade school, but I smelled you coming. And that's what happened with... I got started with the insults and stuff at an early age.
Wait.
Yeah.
I need to know why half of them are blind.
Well, I have no idea why half of them are blind.
Is there like a tick's vision test?
No, I don't think there's
explain this to me. So, is it by breed of tick?
By breed of tick, that's right. Correct, by breed of. It's not like that they...
What about the lone star? Hold on, now we got to look up breeds of ticks. What do we have in Michigan?
So we have some Lone Stars here back down in the corner.
Do we really?
Yeah.
I thought that those were just from Texas.
No, I don't even think the Texas thing has much to do with it. They have a star in their back.
Oh, is that why they're called? I thought that they was because they were from Texas.
And it's only one star, so it's a Lone Star. And then we have Exodiscapularis, which would be the black-legged tick.
Yep. Wow, I'm looking at it. It's all it's even in the. And
they have the dog tick, and then they have the wood tick, I guess, which is one of them's dermacenter, one of them's recipiphilus.
There's an American dog tick, a brown dog tick, a Lone Star tick, a Gulf Coast tick, a Rocky Mountain wood tick, a black-legged tick, and a Western black-legged tick.
Yeah, now the black-legged, the Western, and I think that was used to be called something Pacifica or something like that. But that one carries Lyme also, but it carries it obviously on the left coast.
Okay, so let's just go through this list really quick, just so I have a better understanding. American dog tick, do they carry Lyme?
No.
Are they blind?
I couldn't tell you whether they're blind or not. I don't know which ones are blind because it really doesn't matter to me. Because I don't think any of them really look at you to get on you. I think they smell you and get on you.
Okay. Brown dog tick. Do those have Lyme?
No.
Lone Star?
Nope. They carry red meat allergies.
Can dogs get that?
Yeah. Well, the dogs don't get it. People get it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Gulf Coast tick?
I don't know what they carry, but we don't have them here.
Rocky Mountain wood tick?
We don't see those here, although we see dogs from Tennessee. So I think this is the first year we've ever had a Rocky Mountain spotted fever dog come in, and it came in paralyzed.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, then it did.
Okay.
And that dog survived it, and that was good.
What about the black-legged tick?
That's the one that carries Lyme disease.
So realistically, only one of these carries Lyme.
Yeah, but some of the other ones carry Ehrlichia and anaplasmosis. So there's other tick-borne disease, rickettsial diseases, that are carried by ticks. So it's kind of a You know,
Oh.
you take this area, I'll take that area. Some of them carry multiple diseases.
Is a deer tick and a black-legged tick the same thing?
Yeah, Exodes scapularis. Yep.
Okay.
Deer tick and black-legged tick are the same
I
thing.
didn't realize that.
Yep.
I am learning so much about ticks right now.
Yep.
It says the American
You should
dog
try
tick.
learning about it before we start this thing. But go ahead.
Oh my God. Well, I like to learn as I go. I don't like to have preconceived. I like to go in with the amount of information that I have.
Okay,
The American dog tick also spreads Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I didn't know that.
Yep.
While the invasive Asian longhorn tick possesses a growing threat in some areas, transmitting multiple diseases. It does not tell me what diseases though.
Yeah. So some ticks carry multiple diseases. Some ticks carry just one disease. You know, so it's and really the truth of the matter is I only need to be educated about the things that are in our area. And so if I was in Tennessee, I'd know more about Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I don't think it's all that common in Tennessee because this guy took his dog to the veterinarian in Tennessee, couldn't figure it out. But he has another house up here, so he brought his dog up, and his dog got a lot worse and became paralyzed.
It did say in the description that some of the tick bites can cause paralysis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is wild.
Yep.
But
there's a tick paralysis, and that's actually different than Rocky Mountain spotted fever. And those dogs are traditionally a dog that just lays there and can't do anything except wag his tail when you talk to him.
Okay.
And they get over it. They generally get over it.
It says here that the black-legged deer tick and the western black-legged tick can carry Lyme disease.
Right. They're both black-legged ticks, yeah. And they're the Exodes species. Exodes scapularis and Exodes pacificus, I think is what it's called.
Are these all the Greek?
Pacifico or something. Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. So what months would you, so if you had to pick 4 months that you thought Lyme was most transmissible in our state, which is Michigan, what 4 months would you pick?
March through June.
No. You got the first part right. March, April, September, October.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
It'd be inversely proportional with your utility bills because what happens is when it's damp outside, not necessarily cold, but damp, then they come out of the ground and they'll crawl up stuff and they can stay. So they have to stay hydrated. So if it's the middle of June, they can't stay hydrated. They get up there and they get parched and then they go back down the ground and they go back up. So they can't spend much time hunting anything because they get dried out before they have a chance. But they can sit up there for 4 or 5 days without having to get a drink of water and wait for someone to come by. Now they got time on the job. And they're more likely to get the job done. And that's what they like damp days. Like the other day, it rained a lot here. We got 1.84 inches. It was 50 degrees. That's perfect weather for ticks.
Okay. So and this is just me not knowing, when a tick.
Boy, I didn't think I'd ever hear that from you, but go ahead.
Educate me. I'm willing to know these things. But okay, so it's wet in the springtime. And then summer comes along, and they just go back in the dirt, or what do they do?
Yeah, they go back in the dirt.
Okay, and then they hibernate
in summer?
They don't
hibernate. They get hydrated down there. They go down and get the moisture and then come back up.
How deep are we talking in the dirt?
I don't know how far they go. I never watched them. And they may...
even been digging for ticks?
No, but they may live on dew on the ground and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. And then wintertime, or I guess fall time comes back around. They come back up when it's moist.
Well, they're around probably all the time, and it's just when it's, if it hasn't rained in your county for 4 weeks and it's dry as a bone, it's hard for them to get up and really get a meal.
What can kill a tick?
Well, I guess possums kill them. So that they have a certain number of animals that will eat them.
Raccoons don't?
Chickens will eat them. I don't think raccoons eat them. I don't know, but probably chickens and excuse me, guinea hens will do it. They're pretty notorious for that. But then again, you'll have some issues with, they don't have an awful. I mean, obviously, if they get on the dog and the dog has an asoxylator on or some permethrin, that'll kill.
What?
Asoxylator, in other words, Simparica.
Okay.
So they have this group of drugs: asoxylators, NexGard. What's the one that lasts 3 months? Brevecto.
I thought that Simparica Trio lasted 3 months. No, just a month.
Just a month, yeah.
Okay. It just kills 3 things. It's not the 3 months.
Well, it
Trio.
does. Trio kills a lot of stuff. Trio gets heartworms, intestinal parasites, and fleas and ticks. And by the way, it kills termites. By the way, it kills scabies. By the way, it kills Demodex. So it kills a lot of other stuff.
On impact.
Well,
they
when
bite, they die.
They die. That's right.
Okay, so say like I go home tonight and I give my dog a Simparica Trio.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow, this freak weather changes again and it gets back up to 55 degrees. Takes her out. When does that Simparica Trio become effective?
Well, it's effective almost immediately.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah. Once they consume it, I mean, it ends up in the tissues within hours.
I didn't know if it took a while to.
No, it has about a 15-day half-life. So if you looked at it in that sense, after 15 days, half of it would be gone, which would be 50%, and then another 15 days, half of that would be gone, which would be 25%.
Which is why you take it every month.
Which is why you take it every month. And then
Okay.
really, those are really good drugs. I mean, there's some side effects on some of the drugs, yeah, but it's negligible.
What is the off chance that at the end of the month, it's a half-life, so my dog gets bit by a tick somewhere?
There's enough in there to kill it, yeah.
There's enough in there to kill it. Would the dog still get Lyme disease? Because what happens with the transfer of Lyme disease? Isn't it just through the blood?
Yeah,
so they won't even have enough time to latch on.
Here's what the tick does. The tick drills a hole, okay? And it puts Novocaine in the hole so you don't feel it.
Really?
Yeah. And then it puts a heparin in there, or heparin-like substance, so that the blood will go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And that's what transfers it.
And that's what, because the tick had Lyme in its mouth, and then it sucked. If it's just sucking blood out of the dog, that's all it does. There's no way for it to give the dog that. But what it's doing is regurgitating the blood back in, pulling it out, regurgitating, pulling it out, regurgitating.
Is that how they eat? Or is that just like what they're...
That's how they eat, and then they fill up until they're really full, and then they fall off.
Okay.
And they can live a long time. It won't have to eat for another 5-6 months.
So the deer ticks, the ones that carry the Lyme, right? Do they just come I don't know, programmed with Lyme disease?
No, they get it from a white-footed mouse. That's where they get the Lyme disease.
What?
Yeah, so they get the Lyme disease from a white-footed mouse. Then
how do they get it? So they bite into the mouse.
And and then the mouse has it. And then what they do is they decide they'd like to go another part of the yard or another part of your property. So they get on a deer, and the deer is a transportation mode for them. So a deer tick, so the deer are what the L train is for Chicago. Okay. So it's, that's what they're riding today. They're riding the L train, elevated train.
Okay.
So that's all the deer. So the deer goes someplace. And you can always tell kind of sometimes where deer bed down.
Yep.
In fact, a lot of times they'll come eat your mother's hostas and that sort of stuff. They may actually lay down in the yard. So that's where the dogs get it, because then the dogs go out in the yard afterwards.
And then the
ticks
takes off the L train into the hostas.
Yep.
Dang, I did not know that. Yep. The white-footed mouse. Why did the white-footed mouse carry it?
Couldn't tell you. It's the species that carries it.
That's so weird.
Cats,
so what about like raccoons?
Cats really don't get it.
Do raccoons get Lyme disease?
Not that I know of. I mean, we've never really tested raccoons.
Deer get it.
Oh yeah, deer get it.
So what happens if a deer gets it?
We just and coyotes get it, and we just got done writing a paper about that. So
and they get almost all coyotes come pre-programmed with heartworm too.
Well, they come we tested 10 coyotes, and all 10 of them had Lyme. 5 of them had heartworm.
Oh, really? I thought that heartworm would have been way more.
5 of them had anaplasmosis. No.
Okay.
No.
What's anaplasmosis?
That's another rickettsial organism that causes blood problems.
Do deer die from Lyme disease?
Nope, they don't get it. They just carry the tick. That's all they do.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So now you know why this is. And now you know probably 6 months isn't enough, or maybe 6 months is enough. You're just picking the wrong 6 months. So the ones you could probably skip would be June and July and August. But quite frankly, I mean, if you have a damp one, you're going to get Lyme disease. So our thing is, this is sort of like going to the grocery store. I mean, how far is the grocery store? 6 miles away. Do you put your seatbelt on? Yes, you put your seatbelt on. Oh, you're not driving to, I can see, well, I just use my seatbelt when I go to Key West or something. No. You just wear your seatbelt all the time.
Okay.
Most of us actually buckle it up to drive out the end of the driveway and get the mail, and if you're on your way out of town or something like that. So I just pull out there and get out of the car and go get the mail and then put it in the car and then go drive wherever I was going to drive. Yeah, except and it's a force of habit. I just put the seatbelt on for that 100-yard drive or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So really what I'm going to come down and tell you is that the way climate changes and all that sort of stuff right now, it makes very little sense to try to guess which month. I would say this month in Michigan, if you're getting ready to go ice fishing, probably you don't need to give your dog a heartworm flea and tick and heartworm pill. But, once you get out of the habit of giving it every month, then all of a sudden things start to get sloppy. And when things get sloppy, then they get sick.
Can environmental things kill ticks?
Environmental things. Well, you mean like
if it gets to negative 20 degrees, will it kill ticks?
No, that doesn't bother them.
Really?
Doesn't bother them. Nope.
You'd think that it would.
I think it would too. But if they're living on something, if they're stuck in a tree, now they will get on raccoons. So if they're stuck on a raccoon in the middle of a tree in the middle of the winter, they're probably snug as a bug. I guess is that the term? Snug as a bug.
Snug as a bug.
Snug as a bug.
I looked up what kills ticks. Not the answer I thought I was going to get. Use high heat in a dryer for clothes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I suppose if you torch them, that's about the end of them.
Well, how are you supposed to kill them
if you put kerosene on them and set them on fire? Most of them die.
Ooh, essential oils like cedar or neem.
Oh yeah. Well, your mother will go wild over that. Essential oil.
I'm gonna start spraying neem spray in my yard.
Neem oil.
Neem oil.
Your mother uses
it says physically you can drown or smother them by rubbing alcohol or soapy water after removal.
Why don't you just step on them? That's a lot simpler.
No, I think that they're. I've never killed a tick by stepping on it.
You can put them between your thumbnails and smash the crap out of them. Thumbnails.
Do you enjoy that?
Well, not I enjoy it, but I mean,
you get off.
I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about.
Ticks?
Yeah.
Rubbing alcohol, bleach. Oh my goodness.
I like to set up a bivouac for them and then hold them in captivity and torture them.
Exactly.
There you go.
But rubbing alcohol in there.
That's me.
Once.
Yeah.
So you're so messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went through the tick thing. I don't think I have any more questions about the ticks. But what about like heartworm?
A different gig, different story. Okay. You can probably, in where we live, you can probably get away with 7 months worth of heartworm stuff. Here's the deal with heartworms. The mosquito takes a bite of somebody.
So mosquitoes transfer heartworm.
Yeah. So
they're so tiny.
Yeah,
okay. Hold on. I have questions. So
the coyote has, let me go through this. So the coyote has heartworm. So the mosquito bites that coyote and pulls microfilariae back in when they suck in. Okay?
Is it like babies?
Yeah, little
baby heartworm?
Yeah, little baby heartworms. Yep.
How do heartworms reproduce?
Heartworms reproduce. They probably reproduce like they have boy heartworms and they have girl heartworms.
No, I'm serious. There's sometimes.
And they have like heartworm tinder.
Oh my
meet
God.
each other. Yep.
Okay, for real though, because
go for long walks on Dalmatians.
God,
my hobby's going for a long walk on a Dalmatian. Anyway,
but I've seen heartworms. They're huge.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Yeah, well, some of them are boys and some of them are girls.
But like the mosquito is like this big.
So the heartworm has a uterus, and that's how you test for heartworms. You actually get the antigen from the heartworm uterus.
What?
And that's what the heartworm test is for. The antigen to the female heartworm's uterus.
I'm like speechless right now.
Yeah, awkward silence. Anyway.
Hold on. So what if there's one heartworm transferred, right? Or is there multiple? There's like when a mosquito
you have to have
bites.
At least probably a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
And to make microfilariae.
So,
and sometimes when we were checking for heartworms in the old days, they said, "This dog didn't have heartworms, it's coughing though." Well, he had heartworms. They had 8 heartworms. They were all boys. So there was no.
That's why I'm wondering.
There was no baby. Okay. There was no baby heartworms there. But we kind of knew that they had them because you could see them on ultrasound and stuff.
Well, that's kind of what I was wondering is how they reproduce. If there was male and female heartworms, it's because some species don't need a male and a female. They just.
So when you take the dog blood out and there's microfilariae in there, do you think those microfilariae become adults quickly?
I don't know. Yes.
No, they have to be sucked out by the mosquito, and they have to actually undergo what's called sort of a capacitation type thing, a molting, so to speak, within the mosquito, and then so that's the intermediate host. The mosquito is the intermediate host. Then the mosquito injects it into a dog, and it has to be 70 degrees out for at least 6 to 8 days during this process. So that's why in the middle of the winter,
this has to be like perfect storm type deal.
Well, it's not perfect storm in the middle of summer. I mean, it's 70 degrees every stinking day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or more.
So that's why you don't need it during the winter time.
So that's why, like in Houston, there's 2 kinds of dogs: those that are on heartworm preventative and those that have heartworms, because it's so humid down there.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and so they have water standing around, and mosquitoes are out there.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time, and then of course they bite a wild dog or a coyote or whatever they bite down in, or somebody who lives in a disadvantaged part of town that doesn't maybe have their dog on heartworm, they suck the heartworm larvae in, and then they undergo a change, a molting, in I think 6 to 8 days or 10 to 8 days. It has to be 70 degrees, at least 6 to 8 days in a row for that to all happen.
Okay, new question. Mosquito bites the coyote. The coyote gets heartworms.
No. Well,
yeah.
Mosquito bit another coyote and transferred the heartworms to this coyote, which was a young coyote. That's how that works.
So if, say, you put a coyote and a dog together, can that coyote transfer those heartworms without a mosquito? No? So the mosquito is the key factor.
You can actually take blood transfusion from a dog that has circulating microflora and stick it in another dog. Microflora cannot finish the life cycle. They have to be in the mosquito for a while.
What? This sounds like it has to be like a 1 in a million type deal. And you make it sound very common.
There's billions of mosquitoes. And so
if we just wiped out mosquitoes, you would have no more heartworm.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, why don't we just wipe out mosquitoes? They don't do anything.
Yeah, I know. Well,
bring in some type of natural predator that will take out the mosquitoes.
Like what, a tick?
I don't know. Do ticks eat mosquitoes?
No, hell no. They ain't that quick.
They've had species extinction by bringing in other animals that kill. What was it? God, there's a fish, a goby.
Oh yeah.
And they brought in salmon. They planted a bunch of salmon in Lake Michigan, and now there's hardly any goby.
Yeah.
Because all the salmon ate them.
Yep.
But that was the purpose. It's because there was too many goby. And I remember when I was a kid, there was too many zebra mussels.
Yep.
But then they put in something that killed the zebra mussels.
Are they gone now?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I remember going to the beach as a kid, and we could not walk on the sand because there was too many zebra mussels and they would cut your feet.
Oh.
You remember that?
No.
And they were like, "Oh, I remember you guys talking about it." They were like, they need to do something about these zebra mussels because they were getting out of control.
Well, they're mussels.
Well, they're invasive.
Yes, they are.
So they brought something in that killed all of them.
No,
so now there's like hardly any zebra mussels.
Well, they used to come in on water out of ships out of the Atlantic, I think.
Yeah. Aquatic hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the heartworm, and then it takes 6 months to grow up, and then after 6 months, it goes through puberty and has now it has antigen coming out of its uterus, and that's how we detect heartworms now. The antigen in the blood samples we take.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So wait. I have another question. So my dog gets bit by a mosquito, gets the heartworm. We're like, you said it takes how many months?
6.
So say like on month 3, I'm like, oh shoot, I got to give my dog his heartworm medication. What happens?
So this reaches back. So we talked about the flea and heartworm thing going forward. Okay.
Okay.
You put it on July 1st, and then it lasts till August 4th or 5th or something. Okay. Now the heartworm thing, the same time you're giving that, if you're giving Trio, if that's what you're using, then the Trio, the heartworm preventative, works backwards. So it kills all the larvae that were injected 30 days ago. Okay. So here's what happens. So
you're too late.
So you say, hey, I just got this dog from a friend of mine in Louisiana. It's a really nice dog, blah, 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 blah. So you bring it home, okay? So you bring it down to the office, and I heartworm check, and I say, hey, guess what, Molly, your dog's negative. Negative for heartworms. Good for you, man. Yeah, good for you. So then we check it again in a year, and it's positive because
what the
well, frick? Yeah, because it was incubating heartworms when you came in.
Okay.
But the heartworm, and they were too far advanced for the heartworm preventative to kill it. We see that all the time in some of these dogs brought in out of the South to some of these rescues and stuff, and they come in and they're negative. If I had my druthers, you'd probably put Advantage Multi on that dog, give it some doxycycline, and maybe give it another dose of Advantage Multi, and that would kill anything that was developing. So that would
preemptively.
Yeah, that'd be some sort of a heartworm abortion for the heartworms. Yeah,
we're getting
what
heartworm abortion.
It'd be a heartworm abortion. The Advantage Multi, which has moxidectin in it, topical moxidectin, or you could give ProHeart. Give an injection of ProHeart when you get your dog here. We give 15 days worth of doxycycline, and those heartworms would never show up to eat. Okay, they'd be missing in action.
MIA.
Yeah, they'd be having a holiday for them. The other heartworms would be having.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question. Have you ever seen a dog come in that has fleas, ticks, heartworms, and like some type of parasite?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Sure.
All three?
Oh, everything.
So what are you like, damn, this dog's a mess.
Well, we have three kinds of rickettsial disease. We heartworm check a dog, it's positive, and it has Lyme, Ehrlichia, and anaplasmosis. Yeah, it has the whole enchilada, man. It has everything. Now, that dog doesn't live in Michigan. It probably lives someplace in the middle of the United States where heartworms are fairly common, maybe even the Mississippi River Valley.
Missouri.
And they got Lyme, anaplasmosis, and Ehrlichia. Well, they all need doxycycline. So doxycycline puts a dent in everybody. So you put them on 30 days worth of doxycycline, then you heartworm treat the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a new dog when you get done.
Well, okay.
We have a theory kind of on why dogs get sick with heartworms, and it's not a popular theory, by the way. But when I go back and think about things we've done in veterinary medicine before, we've treated scabies a lot, which is a burrowing mite, and it causes a lot of intense itching by the.
I didn't know scabies was a mite.
Yeah, and it makes a burrow, and then it leaves saliva in the burrow, and it leaves its eggs in the burrow, and it leaves mite crap in the burrow. So we think the mite crap or in the saliva both probably kind of contribute to this allergic reaction that the body has when it sees that foreign protein in there. So then macrophages crawl in to take care of that. And believe it or not, a scabies dog, we treat him for scabies, and all the mites are dead the next day, but the dog's still intensely pruritic. And people are like, well, if you killed all the mites, how come we're itching all the time? Because there's all this mite shit in the
and saliva and crap and eggs.
In the little
does it kill the eggs when you do that?
In the little caves that they've made for themselves. Well, the eggs hatch and then
you treat it again and you kill them?
No. Well, they usually you're using something that lasts 30 days. Okay. So the minute they hatch, they're you kill the mites, and then the eggs hatch and they eat and they die too. So you killed the whole family.
Damn.
So you
this is brutal. There's a lot of killing going on.
But then the macrophages cause an allergic reaction while the body has a reaction to all that feces. I personally, I shouldn't say we think. I think that heartworms are the same way. They defecate into the bloodstream of a dog while they're in there. You got the boy and the girl, and they go out for dinner, go to Applebee's, get the appetizers, and then they eat. And the appetizer for the heartworms is the dog's blood. So it drinks the dog's blood. As it goes through, it becomes a different substance that comes out the rear end. Mm-hmm. So they make their own, and it referred to this as a metabolite. So when you make the metabolite, I personally think that has a lot to do with why dogs don't feel good when they have heartworms. Everybody says, oh, it's the circulation and blah, 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 and the blah, 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 blah. I think it has a lot to do with, because what you do is sometimes before you treat these animals, you'll do what they call CBC, complete blood cell count, and you'll see these eosinophils. And those are the kind of white cells you see with allergies, like if you were going to have an allergy to something. So I think these dogs have high eosinophil counts because they're having allergic reactions to all the heartworm poop. We had one dog that we treated, we were doing a study for an article that appeared in Veterinary Parasitology. And that was really impressive because this dog had 5,000 eosinophils to start with. We got done treating him, he only had 100. And when we began, he had 119 platelets. We got all done. He had 350 platelets. Nice. So they kind of passed in the night. The whole dog's blood picture got much different when we got rid of all the heartworm doo-doo, caca.
That's weird.
Yep. Now, This is not a popular theory. This is my theory.
This is your theory?
But
it's not scientifically backed up by research?
Well, I don't know how you do that. And because there's probably a way to do it. I'm not sure how that would be. But I think that what happens is, well, what you could do, and trying to figure out exactly how you would do this. The antigen kind of is always there. I'm trying to think how you would do this. I don't know that there is any way to do this. I don't think there's any way to harvest heartworm poop. And if you could do that, but I think that's what happened, because what happens is the heartworms get sick, and then when they get sick, it's like when somebody gets sick, do you feel like eating today?
No.
I don't. So they start eating less. When they start eating less, they start pooping less. And the dog starts to feel, magically, the dog starts to feel better.
But it's not dead yet.
We had some really good stories that came out of this, because we were using this Advantage Multi to treat, and doxycycline to treat heartworms. And the people would come in and they say, well, my dog's not sick. It's just got heartworms. There's nothing wrong with our dog. And then I'm like, okay, so there's nothing wrong with your dog. Let's treat him for heartworms. Okay, so we started treating him. Is there anything different? Month 1. Nope, nothing's. Everything's the same. We do a CBC, looks kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Month 2, come in again. Everything all right? Yep, everything's fine. No, nothing's going on. Blah, 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 blah. Come in month 3, and they're like, is there anything any different with our dog, with our patient here? And they're like, no, not really, although I will tell you this much. This is kind of weird. Our dog, Toby, and he used to play a lot with his one favorite toy. He had a toy he really liked, and he said, he's playing with that toy again for some reason or other, so it must be,
he's feeling good.
He's gotten bored with his other toys and gone over to that toy that he'd had from before, and he's playing with that toy.
Yeah.
And then they come in the next month. This is a cute story. It comes in the next month. I says, how's Toby doing? And he says, he's still playing with his toy. I said, yeah, not only is he playing with his toy, but he had a toy box with all his stuff in it. He takes all his stuff out every day. My husband puts it back in, and he stepped on it in the middle of the night on the way to the bathroom and hurt his foot.
That's the worst.
So he's pissed at Toby. And he says, so Toby feels a lot better. Yeah.
You don't realize that they don't feel good.
It's kind of cool. You have to find one thing. Like, it's one thing that they do that they didn't do before you treated them.
Yeah.
And so, and these people are able to describe that.
Yeah.
It's
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, when you do arthritis studies, it's the same way. You try to describe something they can do now that they couldn't do. Now they can get in the car without any help, or now they can get on the chair without any help, or now they're, they go out to the back of the yard as opposed to just the front of the yard because they feel good. So you have to kind of, when you're doing these studies, you kind of have to
find those subtle changes.
Well, yes. And the thing is, when you're doing a heartworm study, there isn't a place in the study for, is he playing with toys he hasn't played with before? Because that's not in there. That's stuff you have to figure out. That's anecdotal crap you got to figure it out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But this was the only dog that happened in this study. But a lot of people said, yeah, this is a whole different dog from the one we started with.
Wow.
But
that's awesome.
But it takes months for that to happen.
Yeah, it's not just overnight.
And who really notices it a lot is like if their kids are at college and they come home and they say, wow, look at our dog. He looks like he's gained a little weight and he feels better. And
it's not a subtle difference. It's a drastic difference.
Well, it's a drastic difference for them because they haven't seen him for 3 months. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So that was the fun part. But you learn a lot about everything you're treating. And I think the thing that probably is important is that what we think we should be looking for is what people tell us we should look for.
Yeah, I agree.
And you got to learn to look outside the box because there's a lot of other stuff that goes on. So yes, I think heartworms, I think that honestly, you probably ought to, at least where we live, you ought to give it 10 months out of the year. I think if you live on the southern Indiana border, I said you should be giving it 12 months a year and just quit trying to guess which way is going to work.
Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do after this podcast?
What are you going to do?
Go home and give my dogs Simparica Trio.
You should have been. That's right. I tell you that. I tell you.
I know. It's just expensive.
Yeah, I know.
It's expensive.
Yeah,
but I suppose heartworm
and buy the cost too.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I know. Maybe I'm like you. I'm a cheap ass.
Could be. You know what? We get it. So clients probably don't want to know this, but a lot of times the drug people give you free doses for your own pet. If you're a veterinarian, they want you to be used to using their product and familiar with how to open it and what it takes to
Are you telling me you've been getting free stuff this whole time and I've been paying for it?
No, the stuff that you get from me is free, but the stuff you've had to buy from the office is the stuff you've had to buy from the office. But yes, I think that's a I think that's a big thing. And by the way, we didn't talk about the intestinal parasite thing, and that happens on day 0. So the day you treat them, that's when, and that product you're using has moxidectin in it. And for the money, moxidectin is the thing that kills intestinal parasites and heartworms. Well, we think that's a better drug than just about anything we've had. And we think it's better than, is it better than Interceptor? I don't know. It's certainly better than HeartGuard.
Yeah.
There's no question. Lasts longer, has a longer half-life. You know, it's got a lot of benefits to it. And there's even some studies that say you can give Simparica Trio and doxycycline to a heart-positive dog, and you'll clear up about 70% of them. But if you put the topical on, you'll clear up about 96% of them.
Wow.
Okay, and a lot of the drug companies would argue with this, but you know what?
You're going to piss off some drug companies.
Yeah, it's going to piss off some drug companies. You know what, though? Honestly, they know a lot of stuff we don't know, but quite frankly, we know a lot of stuff they don't know. And quite frankly, they're not always interested in knowing the stuff that we know. And I think that's too bad, because I think there's a lot of circulating information that would be useful for them. But
who's playing golf and who's watching golf?
Yeah, have I told that story?
Yeah,
before?
You told me.
Yeah, so
I use that all the time.
There's two kinds
now.
of people who play. There's people who play golf
on Sundays,
3 or 4 times a month, and there's people that play golf on Sunday afternoons, and people watch those people on TV. The not so good golfers watch the good golfers. And as far as veterinary medicine is concerned, the veterinarian's the one that's playing golf on TV.
Mm-hmm.
On TV, unless they're only working 1 day a week. But if they're working 3 or 4 days or 5 days a week or 6 days a week, they're the ones. And really the ones that play 6 days a week, they're the good golfers.
Mm-hmm.
They're the good veterinarians. So the more, it's called practice for a reason. It's just practice. Yep.
It is. Well, on that note, let's get some outro music going.
So this was actually a good topic today, because I think we argue about this stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll bet there's some people that give you some comments that this guy's an idiot. And
no, not at all.
Your mother might agree, but I think that we're hard to do what we're hard to do. And quite frankly, most veterinarians, if they live in Memphis, Tennessee, or they live in Key West, they're familiar with what's going on in Key West. They're familiar with what's going on in Memphis. We're familiar with what's going on in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Exactly. Well, let's get some outro music going. We sure appreciate you guys listening along with us today, and we hope that we've been able to share some information that is able to help you love your animals as much as they love you. Don't forget, always treat the treatable, prevent the preventable, and give your dogs your heartworm intake medication. And for most of you, that'd be year-round. Most of you, year-round. Those of you in Nome, Alaska, different story. All right. Thanks again for listening for us today, guys. And drop your comments below on if you give your dog flea and tick year-round. Okay. I'm honestly curious to hear. No colorful language, please. You can use colorful language. We don't care.